Hello friends. In 1998, an American man bought an island for $8 million. This 75-acre island was part of the United States Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. It was called Little St. James. From the outside, this private island was nothing short of paradise. Beautiful beaches, tons of greenery. There was a luxurious palace-like mansion in the center. Luxury guest villas all around. 2 large swimming pools, a gym, and a helipad. But within this paradise, a very dark truth was hidden. A truth that made people living on nearby islands call this place Pedophile Island. Girls aged 12 to 17 were trafficked here and sexually abused. These girls couldn't escape because they were surrounded by ocean. Once, a 15-year-old girl tried to swim away, but she was caught and her passport was taken. The most surprising thing is who used to visit this island. Wealthy people from around the world. Billionaires and famous celebrities. Many big names are on this list. British Prince Andrew, scientist Stephen Hawking, comedian Chris Tucker. Countless politicians and billionaires came to this island. Parties were organized for them. But the question is, who owned this island? The answer is one name: Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein used to teach math to kids in Brooklyn. He was a school teacher, but fate dealt such a hand that in his career, he suddenly became the financial advisor to billionaires. By accumulating wealth of around $600 million, he became a multi-millionaire. Among his friends were Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. In today's video, let's uncover the truth behind America's biggest scandal. The complete story of the Epstein Files. Everything happening on Epstein Island was hidden for years. But in 2005, a simple police complaint became the catalyst for this case. In March 2005, a 14-year-old girl and her parents were at a beach in Florida. The girl reported that at Royal Palm Beach High School, a classmate took her to a rich man's house. She was told she just had to give a massage and she'd get $200 minus $300. But something else happened when she got there. Epstein met the girl wearing only a towel. He asked her to remove her clothes and then molested her. When the police asked if there were any other girls she knew who went to Epstein's place, she gave 2 names. When they talked to those 2 girls, 2 more names came up. And when they talked to those girls, 2 more names emerged. Police officers were shocked to see this chain wasn't stopping. By the time they tracked 1 victim, 2 more would surface. In just a few months, the Palm Beach police chief had identified 35 victims, with dozens more being tracked. The most heartbreaking part was hearing their stories. She led me up a staircase and we made a right into Jeffrey's room. And Jeffrey was laying naked on the massage table. I really wanted this job, so I opened up to them. I said, "Look, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for me. I've been on the streets, I've been abused. And that's the worst thing I could have done, because I just let them know that I'm vulnerable and I'm their perfect type." Police realized this wasn't a small case. It was a properly organized pyramid scheme. Every girl got extra money to bring a new girl, so one girl would bring another, who would bring a third. A chain formed. And most of these girls were under 18. By May 2006, Palm Beach police had built a case against Epstein. The case was so strong that in July 2006, the FBI launched an investigation called Operation Leap Year. A 53-page report was compiled. From Florida to New York to New Mexico, victim statements were taken. Epstein was charged with international sex trafficking. I was 16 years old, 14 years old. This is me. This was me. This was me when I met Jeffrey Epstein. 36 minor victims, dozens of witnesses, an FBI investigation, and such serious charges. A man like Jeffrey Epstein should have spent his entire life in prison. But the truth is, something else was happening behind the scenes. Miami's federal prosecutor, Alexander Acosta, was making a secret deal with Epstein's lawyers. This deal appeared designed to save Epstein. He only had to plead guilty to 2 minor prostitution charges. In return, he and his associates were given immunity from all criminal charges. That means no other charges could be filed against him. The most shocking aspect of this deal was that it was sealed. No one could even see this deal. Not even the victims, those young girls, were told about it. In America, the law requires victims to be informed of any such deal. But no one could do anything. On June 30th, Epstein appeared in court, and according to the deal, pled guilty to 2 charges. He was sentenced to only 18 months. Just 18 months. During this sentence, Epstein was kept in the private wing of Palm Beach County Jail. He was allowed to go to his luxury office for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. It was such a cushy jail arrangement that Epstein only had to sleep there at night. And even after all this, 5 months before his sentence ended, he was released from jail in July 2009. All this was possible because of that secret deal, because of Alexander Acosta, who got Epstein this deal. Now here's the twist, friends. This is Alexander Acosta. Later on, Epstein's old friend became Secretary of Labor in Donald Trump's first administration. For many years, Epstein lived his life normally. Nothing happened to him. He traveled in his private jet, threw lavish parties on his island, and met powerful people. Our story could end here. The villain escapes, but in a corner of the world there was a woman, a journalist who had decided not to let Epstein escape, Julie K. Brown. She was an American investigative journalist working for the Miami Herald. In 2009, after Epstein was released, she followed the case closely. After studying it for years, in November 2018, she published her report. Not one, not two, but a whole series of reports on Epstein's crimes and how the system protected him. Julie named it Perversion of Justice. These reports sparked a media explosion. Public anger surged. There were demands to investigate Epstein again. Because of this pressure, a new investigation against Epstein began in New York. Julie had identified more than 80 potential victims in her investigation. In her reports, she interviewed 8 of them and documented their stories. The evidence was crystal clear. That's why in July 2019, Epstein was arrested again. This time on direct sex trafficking charges. He faced up to 45 years in prison. But then came the biggest twist of our story. On August 10, 2019, Epstein was found dead in jail. The disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Epstein took his own life while he was behind bars facing charges of sex trafficking. The video was released by the Department of Justice to prove that no one entered Epstein's cell before he was found dead, and that he really did take his own life. But it's only fueling more conspiracy theories. He retweeted a tweet saying that Epstein didn't commit suicide. He had secret information about Bill Clinton. That's why Bill Clinton killed him. Epstein didn't kill himself became a popular slogan among Trump supporters. In the 2024 American presidential election, Donald Trump made it a major issue. He promised that as soon as he became president, all the Epstein files would be made public. Whenever asked in interviews if he would declassify the Epstein files, Trump answered, "Yes, I will do it." In January 2025, Trump won the election again and became president of America. Everyone was waiting for the release of the Epstein files. Trump's supporters were especially excited about this, but in July 2025, the Justice Department of the Trump administration announced that Epstein's client list does not exist, and no files would be released. Then Trump himself did a U-turn. He started calling the Epstein files a boring issue. He said it was a Democratic Party hoax that never ends. It's pretty boring stuff. Democrat hoax that never ends. Trump said the FBI should focus on important issues like voter fraud and shouldn't waste their energy and time on issues like Epstein. Cheater. Trump's supporters asked why he was silent. Elon Musk even tweeted that Trump's name is in Epstein's files. Later, Elon deleted the tweet, but the message was clear. Trump's closest supporters became suspicious. Trump and Epstein were best friends for 20 years. In the 1980s, their friendship grew so deep that they spent time together in each other's homes, offices, Trump's Plaza Hotel, and casinos. Epstein was seen with Trump at almost every party, according to an ex-employee of Epstein. In the 1990s, Trump and Epstein talked on the phone at least 3 times a week. Many times Epstein would put Trump on speaker in the office. In these conversations, Trump would brag to Epstein about what he did with which woman. According to model Stacey Williams, women were like trophies for Trump and Epstein. Stacey alleged that in 1993, when she was dating Epstein, one day she went to Trump Tower with him, where Trump pulled her toward him and touched her inappropriately. Epstein saw all this happening. According to Stacey, Epstein liked that she was a model whom Trump was pursuing. Similarly, according to another victim, Trump was present at parties where Epstein forced her to engage with other guests. In 2002, Trump himself said about Epstein, "He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Trump had also signed a note for Epstein in his book Trump, The Art of the Comeback. To Jeff, You are the greatest. Because of this friendship, conspiracy theories emerged that Trump is also among those people whose Epstein files contain damaging details. And that's why he doesn't want to make all those files public. With all these developments, rumors started spreading among the public. Because of these conspiracy theories, public pressure increased so much that in November 2025, a bill was brought to the U.S. Congress requiring the Justice Department to release all the Epstein files within 30 days. It was a rare moment to see Republicans and Democrats voting on the same issue. Politicians from both parties supported this bill together. Here, compared to India, there's a big difference in America. In the Indian parliament, political parties can use the anti-defection law to force their members of parliament to vote for or against a bill. But in the American Congress, members can vote as they wish. No political party can force them. That's why Trump's reluctance couldn't stop this bill. Some Trump supporters were excited that finally Bill Clinton would be exposed and the conspiracy theories that had been circulating for years would be proven. But when December 19th came, the Justice Department released only a few thousand files, and they were heavily redacted. That is, more than half the content was hidden with black markers. It wasn't easy to understand what was being said in these files, but still, when people read them in detail, what emerged in these files was less about Clinton and more about Donald Trump. Donald Trump's name repeatedly appeared in Epstein's files. According to one email, Trump traveled 8 times on Epstein's private plane. The same Trump who always said he never flew on Epstein's plane. Similarly, in another email sent to a reporter, Epstein wrote, Trump knew about the girls because he asked Maxwell to stop all this. According to Epstein, Trump knew what was going on, but he remained silent. He didn't tell police. The new revelations are the most shocking. The FBI received a call. A limousine driver called on October 27, 2020, just before the U.S. presidential election. The driver told the FBI that in 1995, when he was driving Trump to a Texas airport, Trump was talking on the phone about abusing a girl. According to the call record, 4 years later in 1999, when the driver told this to a woman, she broke down, and then she said Trump and Epstein had raped her. This woman told the driver that a girl had taken her to a fancy hotel or building where she was raped. Apart from that, there was another document in the Epstein files, a letter signed J. Epstein. The letter mentioned convicted sex offender Larry Nassar. It read, "We have one thing in common, our love for young ladies. Our president also loves young girls like us. But we have to eat in jail and he is the president. Life is very unfair." When this letter was written in 2019, Trump was president of America. And the most interesting thing is that the Justice Department, which should be neutral like a government body, started behaving like Trump's personal lawyer. These rape allegations were called untrue and sensational. Similarly, the letter was called fake without any investigation. Trump, who was turning Epstein files into an election weapon before the elections, is trapped in it today. The list of clients that went to the island has not been made public. The Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it. The conspiracy theories that were being spread by his supporters are now weighing on him. But there's another twist in this whole story, friends. All the Epstein files haven't been released yet. More than 1 million documents remain that haven't been made public. The Justice Department says redactions are being done on these documents, which may take a few weeks. Documents that have been made public have also been heavily redacted. Black markers have been applied. Names have been blacked out. Dates have been removed. On many pages, half the lines are covered with black markers, but the Justice Department hasn't done these redactions properly in many places. There are many files where these redacted words can be seen with a simple hack like Photoshop. In many documents, they're not even needed. Redacted words can be copied and pasted into other documents. The most important question here is, what else is hidden in these files? There was evidence against powerful people and a list of people who came to his island. With time, we'll see how many presidents, prime ministers, billionaires, Arab sheiks, and princes are caught up in this, and how many names will be revealed in Epstein's Black Book. That's it for now, friends. Thank you very much.